Ever feel like you're putting in hours of effort but still not getting anywhere? What if the problem isn't that you're lazy, but that you're simply doing the wrong kind of work? Many of us spend time on tasks that don't align with our strengths or goals, leading to burnout and frustration. In this article, we'll explore how shifting your focus to the right work that excites and challenges you, could be the key to unlocking productivity and satisfaction. It's not about working harder, but working smarter. Today we will talk about what if you're not lazy, just doing the wrong work. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. Redefining laziness, misunderstood or mislabeled. Laziness is often viewed as a personal flaw, a character defect where someone simply refuses to put in effort. But what if that label is misplaced? What if the person labeled as lazy is actually someone who is disinterested or disconnected from the work they are doing? In many cases, the issue is not laziness, but a mismatch between the person's skills, interests, and the tasks assigned to them. People are naturally motivated by meaningful work that aligns with their passions and strengths. When forced to engage in work that feels meaningless, tedious, or overwhelming, the brain responds by disengaging, which looks like laziness, but is really a protective mechanism against frustration and burnout. This misinterpretation creates a damaging cycle where the individual feels misunderstood and demotivated, and others wrongly judge their character. Understanding laziness as a symptom rather than a cause opens up a path for deeper exploration of what wrong work means and how the right alignment can unlock hidden motivation. 2. The neuroscience of motivation and engagement. Our brains are wired to seek rewards and avoid pain, and this fundamental principle shapes how we approach tasks. When we engage in work that aligns with our intrinsic motivations, the brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This chemical surge propels us to continue working and seek challenges. However, when the work is misaligned with our skills or values, the brain sees it as a threat or a waste of energy, resulting in decreased dopamine production and lowered motivation. This neurological response can easily be mistaken for laziness, but it is actually the brain's way of conserving energy and avoiding unnecessary strain. Furthermore, chronic misalignment with work can lead to mental fatigue, decision paralysis, and stress, further diminishing one's capacity to perform. Recognizing these neurobiological patterns helps us understand that motivation is not simply a matter of willpower, but a complex interaction between brain chemistry, task nature, and personal relevance. 3. The role of skill-task fit in productivity. One of the most overlooked reasons behind laziness is a poor fit between the individual's skill set and the requirements of the task. When a person lacks the necessary skills or knowledge, the task can feel daunting and frustrating. The more difficult or unfamiliar the work, the more mental effort is required, and the more likely the individual is to procrastinate or avoid the work altogether. This avoidance is not laziness, but a natural response to perceived incompetence or fear of failure. Conversely, when people are given tasks that perfectly fit their skills, they enter a state of flow, a psychological zone of optimal engagement and productivity. This suggests that managers and individuals should pay close attention to matching skills with responsibilities, investing in skill development, or finding roles better suited to natural talents. When skill and task alignment is optimized, motivation naturally increases, revealing that what appeared to be laziness was actually a lack of fit. 4. The impact of meaning and purpose on effort. Work that feels meaningless or disconnected from a larger purpose drains energy and motivation quickly. Humans are wired to seek meaning in their actions. When that meaning is absent, it's hard to justify expending effort. Many people labeled as lazy are in fact responding to work environments or roles that do not resonate with their values or aspirations. Without a clear understanding of why their work matters, the drive to perform at a high level diminishes drastically. Purpose acts as an internal compass, guiding energy and effort toward long-term goals. When people feel their work contributes to something bigger than themselves, whether it's helping others, building a legacy, or creating innovation, they are more likely to push through challenges and maintain consistent effort. Therefore, fostering a sense of meaning, whether through leadership, company culture, or personal reflection, is critical in combating the false perception of laziness. 5. Environmental and contextual factors that mimic laziness. External factors in the work environment can create conditions that appear as laziness, but are actually signs of deeper issues. Poor management, lack of clear goals, excessive distractions, or a toxic culture can all lead to disengagement and low productivity. When employees feel unsupported or undervalued, their motivation plummets and they may start to check out mentally. Overwork, unclear expectations, and insufficient feedback exacerbate this disengagement. The problem often lies not within the individual, but within the systemic setup that fails to enable focus, autonomy, or a sense of accomplishment. Identifying and addressing these contextual elements is crucial because blaming individuals for laziness overlooks the root causes that the organization or environment could solve. 6. How to identify when you're doing the wrong work. Recognizing that you're doing the wrong work is the first step toward breaking free from the trap of mistaken laziness. Signs include chronic procrastination despite wanting to do well, feelings of dread before starting work, lack of satisfaction after completing tasks, or persistent low energy levels despite rest. It's important to reflect on whether the work aligns with your strengths, interests, and values. Asking questions like, "Do I feel engaged?" or "Does this work challenge me in a way I enjoy?" can help clarify if the work is the issue rather than your effort. Journaling your daily feelings and productivity patterns can reveal trends that point to misalignment. Once identified, you can start exploring options such as changing roles, upskilling, delegating tasks, or negotiating responsibilities to better suit your profile. 7. Strategies to realign work and motivation. Once you identify the mismatch between your work and motivation, there are practical strategies to realign your efforts. First, focus on strengths-based development, investing time in tasks you naturally excel at and enjoy, while minimizing or delegating others. Seek feedback regularly to ensure you understand your progress in areas for growth, which can increase your sense of competence. Setting clear, achievable goals that connect to your larger purpose boosts motivation by providing tangible milestones. Another strategy is to redesign your workflow to include variety and breaks, preventing burnout and mental fatigue. Experimenting with different roles or projects can also reveal new areas of interest and skill. 8. Broader implications. Rethinking productivity and human potential. The idea that laziness is actually a sign of doing the wrong work challenges traditional views of productivity and human potential. It suggests that efficiency and motivation are not purely individual responsibilities, but depend heavily on systemic design, leadership, and personal alignment. Organizations that recognize this can foster cultures of engagement by matching people to roles thoughtfully, supporting growth and emphasizing purpose. For individuals, it means rethinking failure or low motivation as signals for change rather than moral flaws. Embracing this mindset can lead to greater fulfillment, innovation, and sustained performance. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.